There are things in this world that you know exist, but you'll never see them. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, a politician telling the complete and unvarnished truth. And then there are things that exist that you don't even know about. Things that move in the dead of night, silent and unseen. They are spectres, whispers on the wind, a cold chill running down the spine of nations who honestly fancy themselves a bit too big for their boots. This isn't about some mythical beast. It's about something far more terrifying. It's about a machine designed with one purpose and one purpose only: to hold the entire planet in a state of checkmate. Imagine you're a despot. You've got your shiny missiles, your legions of soldiers, and, well, an ego the size of a small moon. You feel invincible, untouchable behind your walls of radar and surface-to-air missile batteries. You believe you control the board. But then, late one night, you get a call. Something's wrong. Your most secure, most heavily guarded facility has just been turned into a very expensive, very smoky crater. No alarms were tripped, no blips on the screen, no warning. It's as if a ghost simply reached down from the heavens and flicked it off the map. That is the feeling this new machine is built to create. This isn't science fiction. It's not some fantasy from a Hollywood blockbuster where the hero saves the day with a witty one-liner. This is the cold, hard reality of 21st century power projection. It's a message delivered not by a diplomat in a stuffy suit, but by the silent, ominous shape of an aircraft that technically shouldn't be able to exist. Bombers have always been the big statement pieces of an air force. In the beginning, they were flimsy things, all wood and canvas, with a chap leaning over the side, literally dropping a bomb like he was posting a letter. Then came the Second World War, and the bomber grew up. Suddenly we had the Lancaster and the B-17 Flying Fortress, great lumbering beasts that flew in vast formations, blotting out the sun and raining down industrial quantities of high explosives. After the war, the jet engine arrived, and everything changed again. The bomber had to be faster, higher, and capable of carrying the most terrifying weapon of all, the atomic bomb. This gave us magnificent machines like the B-52 Stratofortress, a colossal 8-engined monster that has been flying for so long it probably qualifies for a state pension. The B-52 was, and still is, the ultimate sledgehammer, but the world kept turning. The enemy got smarter. They developed radar that could see for hundreds of miles and missiles that could climb to the heavens in seconds. The sledgehammer approach was no longer enough. Then came the true revolution. The B-2 Spirit, a flying wing, a creation so alien and so advanced it looked like it had been parked in Area 51 by a visiting extraterrestrial. And so from the deepest, most secure corners of the American military-industrial complex, the B-21 Raider emerges. It's not just an upgrade. It's not a B-2 with a new lick of paint and some fancy gadgets. It is a fundamental reimagining of what a strategic bomber is and what it can do. It was born from the lessons learned from the B-2, the B-1, and even the old, reliable B-52. The name itself, Raider, is a deliberate nod to history, a tribute to the Doolittle Raiders of World War II. Those men flew B-25 bombers off an aircraft carrier in a daring, almost suicidal mission to strike Tokyo. It was a mission that wasn't just about dropping bombs. It was about sending a message. It was about showing the enemy that nowhere was safe, that they could be reached and they could be touched. The B-21 carries that same spirit. It is designed to be the ultimate message sender, a global reach platform that can hold any target on the planet at risk at any time without warning. It can be a bomber, a spy plane, an electronic warfare platform, or even a command and control hub for a fleet of drones. It's not just an aircraft, it's a networked system, an intelligent predator at the heart of a digital ecosystem of warfare. So, what is the secret sauce? What makes the B-21 so much more fearsome than the already quite fearsome B-2? Well, it starts with something called next-generation stealth. The B-2 was incredible for its time, but its stealthy coatings were notoriously fragile and, honestly, a nightmare to maintain. The B-21, however, uses new materials that are more durable, more effective, and far less demanding. Then there's the brain. The B-21 is built with what is known as an open architecture. In simple terms, this means it's designed to be easily upgraded. In the past, adding new technology to a military aircraft was a hideously complex and expensive process. With the Raider, it's more like updating the software on your phone. And let's talk about its reach. The exact range is, of course, a closely guarded secret, but it is designed to be a truly intercontinental bomber. It can take off from the safety of American soil, fly halfway around the world, penetrate the most heavily defended airspace on the planet, deliver its payload with pinpoint accuracy, and fly all the way back without ever needing to land. But perhaps its most terrifying capability is its intelligence. The B-21 is not just a dumb truck for carrying bombs. It is a thinking, sensing platform. It is designed to soak up enormous amounts of data from the battlefield, process it, and use it to its advantage. It can listen to enemy communications, map their radar networks, and even use its own powerful electronic systems to blind and confuse them. To truly understand the B-21, you have to place it alongside the giants of the past. Think of the B-52, a magnificent 8-engined brute, but against modern air defenses, it's a sitting duck. It needs a whole entourage of fighter jets and electronic warfare planes just to get close to a contested area. It's a king, but a king from a bygone era, like a medieval knight in full plate armor trying to fight a modern sniper. The B-21, by contrast, flies alone. It is its own escort. It is the fighter, the jammer, and the bomber, all rolled into one sleek, untouchable package. Then there's its direct predecessor, the B-2 Spirit. For 30 years, the B-2 was the pinnacle of stealth. It redefined aerial warfare. But it was, in many ways, a proof of concept. It was eye-wateringly expensive to build and maintain, with only 21 ever made. The B-21 is designed for mass production, relatively speaking. The plan is for at least 100 of them. This is a critical difference. 20 ghosts are scary. 100 ghosts are a paradigm shift. It means the capability isn't a niche, special occasion tool. It becomes a constant, persistent, and ever-present threat. Now, let's consider the other side of the chessboard. Adversaries like Russia and China have spent decades and billions of dollars developing what they call anti-access or area denial systems, often abbreviated as A2/AD. These are vast, overlapping networks of advanced radars, satellites, and long-range surface-to-air missiles. They are designed specifically to keep American aircraft carriers and conventional warplanes at bay, creating a protective bubble. The B-21 Raider is the needle designed specifically to pop that bubble. So why is this particular bomber, more than any other in history, the one that truly terrifies the world? It's not just one thing, it's the combination of everything. The B-52 was feared for its brute force. The B-2 was feared for its invisibility. The B-21 is feared because it combines that invisibility with adaptability and sheer numbers. It's the difference between being hunted by a lion, which is scary, and being hunted by a pack of invisible, genius-level velociraptors that can be anywhere on the planet in a matter of hours. The fear is rooted in its psychological impact. The existence of the B-21 forces every potential adversary to ask a crippling question: are we safe? And the answer is always no. They have to assume that at any given moment, a B-21 could be flying overhead, completely undetected, mapping their secrets, listening to their conversations, or lining up a shot on their most valuable assets. Furthermore, it represents a technological gap that seems almost impossible to close. While other nations are still trying to perfect stealth technology the United States mastered in the 1980s with the B-2, the B-21 has already moved the goalposts to a different dimension. It's a statement of technological dominance. It says that no matter how much you spend on your defenses, we have already invested in a key that unlocks them all. Historically, bombers had weaknesses. The B-17S were vulnerable without fighter escorts. The B-52S were too slow and visible for modern defenses. The B-2 was too expensive and rare to be a persistent threat. The B-21 has been meticulously designed to have no such weaknesses. It has the range, the stealth, the payload, and the intelligence to operate independently and effectively in any environment on Earth. It is the culmination of over a century of aerial warfare development, a perfect predator for the modern age. In the end, the B-21 Raider is more than just a magnificent piece of engineering. It's a paradox. It is a weapon of immense destructive power whose greatest strength is its ability to ensure peace. Its purpose is to be so terrifying, so unstoppable, that no sane adversary would ever risk a conflict that would force it into action. It is the ultimate expression of the old mantra: if you want peace, prepare for war. And the B-21 is the most profound preparation the world has ever seen. It's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark night for a very complex and dangerous world. The fear it commands is not irrational. It's a logical response to a machine that has rendered trillions of dollars of defensive military hardware obsolete. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of the unseen, and the fear of being utterly powerless. It forces generals and dictators in far-off lands to look at their maps and realize there is no safe place to hide. Every secret bunker, every command center, every weapon of mass destruction is now held at risk by a silent shadow that can arrive without invitation and leave without a trace. When you look at the B-21 Raider, you are not just looking at an aircraft, you are looking at the physical embodiment of strategic power in the 21st century. It is the sound of silence, the quiet hum of advanced technology that speaks far louder than the roar of any jet engine. It is a statement that a nation can reach out and touch anyone, anywhere, if it so chooses. This capability changes the global conversation. It underpins diplomacy, and it draws the lines that must not be crossed. The Raider is a machine built to prevent wars, but it is also a machine that absolutely promises to finish them. And that is why the world's adversaries fear it. They fear it not just for the bombs it can carry, but for the message it represents. The message is simple, and it is delivered with chilling clarity. The rules have changed. The game is different now. You cannot see us, but we can always see you. The B-21 Raider is the boogeyman made real, a ghost in the machine of global politics. And its silent, menacing presence in the skies ensures that for those who would do harm, the night will always be filled with the doubt of what might be lurking in the dark.